World Environment Day. Talk to us as environmentalists. What does this signify?
Okay, thank you very much. The World Environment Day is the biggest environmental outreach program that has been celebrated since 1973.
Okay.
It is a product of a conference held in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972, after which by December 12, 1972, they designated June 5 as a day for all manner of activism, awareness on environmental issues, politics and concern. So from 1973, June 5 till date, we've had 52 World Environment. Okay, this is the 52nd actually. This will be the 52nd. Tomorrow is actually June 5. The 52nd World Environment Day celebration, celebrated across the entire continent across the entire continents of the world. Thank you very much.
All right, why should Nigerians care about the theme for this year? Beat plastic pollution.
Okay.
Plastic is becoming omnipresent. Plastic is everywhere, in our houses, in the ocean, in our dustbin, in and they pose health challenges. You know, they cause a lot of environmental degradation, such as air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution. They also cause some disease in human. Because of this effect, it is important to create awareness that this plastic is not just within us as a neighbor, rather they are within us as enemy. And we have to take care of them, to end it, to stop it, as to stop the environmental effect and the health effect that comes from their presence.
All right, Dr. Victor Suji is the chairman. Let's look at the celebration, previous celebrations of World Environment Day, and in particular, celebrations in Delta State as it concerns this day.
Let me start by commending the UN General Assembly for bringing up this topic again in their wisdom. This is the third time and the only topic that has been repeated 3 times, and 3 times even in the last 23, and is the theme 2025. So if it wasn't of global importance, the UN General Assembly won't be repeating this theme and in such quick succession. Just like the Vice Chairman has said, plastic is not living with us as an enemy. Sorry, as a neighbor, but as an enemy. Talk about Delta State. In Delta State, we have a high population. We're a coastal state. So the theme beat plastic pollution is of very huge importance to us in Delta State. We all use plastic. There's no one of us here that doesn't use plastic. And the one that is of big concern, or the biggest concern to us, is the single-use plastics, which most of us use inadvertently every day and even dispose wrongly. So plastics too is also of a major concern to us in production and in disposal. Plastics are generated from fossil fuels. We all know the peculiarity of Delta State with regards to hydrocarbons, and with regards to oil exploration and all of that. So the theme is of huge concern to us in Delta State. We as an association, we have been involved in a lot of advocacy programs. We have been involved in a lot of sensitization, market cleanups, beach cleanups. We are embarking on one of them tomorrow. And
beach cleanups in Delta State?
Yes.
What beach will you be cleaning up?
Tomorrow in NPA.
What beach in particular?
What's the name of
the NPA
that exits?
NPA, are you talking about Warri?
Warri, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, Dr. Patrick, we're back to you. Highlighting some of the activities marking outlined to celebrate this year's World Environment Day. Beyond beach cleaning that your president or your chairman has talked about, what other activities do you have to celebrate this year's World Environment Day?
Tomorrow, we are going to have a road walk to create awareness in Asaba that we need to take care of plastic that we see around us. We need to clean our gutters, we need to take care of them, we need to gather them for for further use.
Okay.
Also, plastic, there are a lot of business opportunity with this waste we see.
Okay.
Tomorrow, after the road show, we also have a panel discussion with the Honorable Commissioner and the State Ministry of Environment.
Okay.
And next tomorrow, we're also going to Onisha, a waste recycling plant, where this plastic waste is being turned into money.
Okay, like what we're seeing on the screen now.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is part of your advocacy to communities, to individuals, turning plastic into meaningful ventures, or turning waste into something useful.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Chairman, you can share with us on
Okay.
this.
Thank you very much. He has laid a very beautiful foundation about waste management. Plastics basically fall under a class of waste we call municipal solid waste.
Okay.
And these are waste that are generated from household or by households. Like I said before, the production and the disposal of plastic is a concern. So we have thought it beneficial and reasonable, rather than just dispose. Because the only known means of disposing plastic is through incineration, burning, and that also releases methane into the atmosphere. So rather than burn, we advocate that you collect this waste and put them into more or better use or alternative uses.
Okay.
You can make a lot of things from these processes. When we get to the factory, we will see what other things that we can generate from.
All right, you said plastic is living with us not as a neighbor but as an enemy.
Yes.
Is there a viable alternative to single-use plastic in Nigeria? Is there an alternative to using plastics in Nigeria?
Yes, there is an alternative.
Okay.
The alternative are from the biodegradable products, farm products. You know, like packaging, instead of using plastic to package our food, we can use plantain leaf. Then storm to make jeans. Yes. So there are so many alternatives
Yes,
for us to tap in.
the first alternative to eliminating plastic, we wanted to go back to it, or you made mention of plantain leaves to pack food instead of plastic. We wanted to just go back to that.
Okay. Just like what I said.
Yeah, alternative. Yes.
Alternative plantain leaves.
Okay.
You know, and some other local leaves. Like yesterday, I ate momo from DOU, their restaurants.
Okay.
The momo was packaged
Okay.
with a plantain leaf, and it tastes nice. It tastes fresh, and that package does not contain anything like chemical.
Okay.
Because momo that we used to process, that we used to cook with plastic, there are some minor plastics that enter into the food,
Okay.
which enter into our body system and cause cancer.
Okay.
So instead of risking our life with those these things, it's better
Look for all.
Look for alternative. Okay.
that are even within us here. And to shock you, in Western world, they are trying to mimic our environment
Okay.
to have this green nature,
Okay.
where they can have this biodegradable and this thing to package their
Food as well.
food as well.
Okay.
So we have all the resources with us here to replace.
To replace plastic. Okay. Chairman, you're itching to say something here. What would be the alternatives to plastic?
Not just for food,
Not just for food, but
packaging.
almost everything.
Okay.
Yes.
No, when you go to
Water,
the malls,
packaging
you
of
buy,
water,
you buy
yes.
things, they package with plastic. So
Water, even the water we drink.
In fact,
So, yes.
it's for the scheduling that I didn't come with a carrier bag. You
Okay.
can, most of the things we do
Okay.
or we buy, we carry them in bags. I'm sure both of you go shopping all the
Yes.
time. Your carrier bags are usually made of plastic. There are alternatives made from water hyacinth or what you call seaweed. Those grasses you see grow on of course, in our waterways.
Okay.
They are processed into carrier bags. And research has shown that they can further be processed to polythene.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand me. They can further be processed to polythene. So while the carrier bags are big enough to contain large wares, you can have smaller sizes that can use in packaging food without causing, that we can consume without causing other harmful harms to our bodies. Some time ago, somebody tried to do a business that involved the use of plantain stumps into production of ropes. Production of ropes, and including some of the daily, fiber and daily household items that we use. So those are still the alternatives that are available for us to explore if we are given, or if the government provides the right environment and the right incentives for these businesses to try.
Okay.
Okay, individuals, how can they contribute to beating plastic, to beating the use of plastics in our environment? Because like you said, every day we make use of plastic. So how can individuals contribute to beating plastic pollution in Nigeria?
Okay, the first will be reduce your use of plastic.
Reduce.
Yes, reduce.
Reduce use
Yes,
of plastic.
reduce your use of plastic. The second will be to reuse. If you acquire one plastic or acquire a product in one plastic, make sure you use it more than once. Or in fact, make sure you continue to use it as long as possible. You want to go shopping, it's also dignifying going to shops with your own bags. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you less of a person.
Okay.
You can go to shops with your own. You can go and buy, like me, I do it all the time. Whenever I go to buy something and you say, okay, I came with my own bag. So you save yourself. The persons are even happy. You want to buy drinks, you mustn't, ice cream for instance, or yogurt. You mustn't collect straw. Okay? Whenever I go to buy, I tell them, okay, keep your straw. I want to just use the plastic, and
You dispose of it.
I don't just dispose. I find where to keep it
Okay.
for someone who will use it again.
Okay.
And talking about usage again, we have people who have become immersed in the business of recycling plastic. So we must try as much as we can to encourage them. Then the third thing I want to say is, okay, I've spoken about recycling now. I want to also advocate repackaging, and that is from the producers, manufacturer standpoint. There's what we call extended producer responsibility.
Okay.
So producers should also find a way to incentivize the collection or the return of plastics so that the environment will be safe for all of us.
Okay. Now, tomorrow is the celebration proper, and you've outlined all of these activities. To what effect would you say all of the activities in previous year celebrations have impacted on Nigerian citizens?
Okay, let me speak. This is very particular to me. In 2023, I was also on air on this same program, and then we didn't have this large number of persons, like I spoke about, involved in the business of recycling plastics. If you go around Delta State now, you will see people collecting plastic. You see dump sites for plastics at different locations. There has been an improvement.
Okay.
Yes, there has been an improvement, although not conscious, but there has been an improvement on the collection and recycling of plastic. In fact, it has become an economic venture for most Deltans, and I will even advocate that more Deltans should go into that business, so that when we buy anything in single-use plastic, we will also be eager to resell or make some benefit from that plastic that we initially used to dispose anyhow.
Okay.
So if we're still on the impact these celebrations have been on the lives of the Nigerian citizens. Vice Chairman, you want to say something here?
Like I was saying, the way individual can contribute to ending plastic pollution. And he mentioned the extended producers' responsibility.
Okay.
You know, when we look at plastic, the origin of plastic is from the oil sector. And they don't see themselves as being responsible for this large pollution and omnipresence we have about plastics. So if there is a policy that will make them responsible, like we have a polluter pay principle, because they are the originator of this pollution we are seeing today. But they seem quiet over the whole scenario. So that principle can be cascaded into policy in Delta State, where they will be responsible or create an avenue where they will pay for this plastic to be returned to them. All of us in Delta State will see it as a venture to gather this plastic and return to them. Then another area where they can also empty this plastic from our street, from our gutter, is deposit use system. You know, like I grew up seeing people, seeing myself, if I want to buy Coke, bottled Coke, you know, the seller will say, drop money. If you don't drop money, I will not sell for you. Because he wants you to return. Yes. So if that principle can also be activated to plastic, that will also help us to curb the menace of plastic. Because if your money is with the retailer, you must return the plastic. So those are also avenue to curb the menace of plastic.
All right. Do we have any recycling institute or recycling company in the Delta State here? Because you made mention of going to Onitsha. Or was it Onitsha?
Anambra State.
As part of the activities. Do we have any recycling company here in Delta State?
Okay. There is one by towards Ogwash. There's one towards Ogwash, but I can't speak for its vibrance. Yes, vibrance and viability and its function.
Because I wanted to ask, what is your society doing to create awareness about how people can take their plastics, instead of disposing them, take them to this recycling or the facilities so that it can be recycled? What is your society doing to create the needed awareness for Deltans to know that these plastics you are disposing can be recycled for better use?
What my society is doing is actually what we're doing right now to create awareness. We're here to create awareness. So this is part of this is part of what we're doing. And I mentioned that 2023 we were involved in market cleanup. We won the market, and tomorrow we'll be involved in beach cleanup. So apart from this, we also have a lot of sensitization programs. We organize webinars. We go out to institutions. We have this event named after our pioneer chairman, Professor F.M. Ukoli, who happens to be the first professor in Rogoland. We named this event after him, F.M. Ukoli Annual Environmental Workshop and Quiz Competition, where we source best brains across 25 local governments of the state and secondary schools. Thank you. In Delta State, and engage them in a quiz competition. So these are still part of our advocacy programs. We are not funded by any government. We source money from within to embark on. These are just collection of passionate environmentalists who want to see that the environment is preserved. So we have a lot of outreach programs we do. And let me seize this opportunity to invite DBS to the next edition. The 16th edition will be by November this year.
Thank you so much.
So what will be your last message to Deltans in particular and Nigerians in general as we celebrate World Environment Day?
I'll speak to two categories of people. I'll
Okay.
speak first to the government. Much as His Excellency is doing very well in areas of the environment, I would like him to focus more on single-use plastics. It is usually said, Delta no they carry last. But in this case, I'm afraid Delta may not be
The first.
because Lagos State has already taken the lead in banning single-use plastics, and enforcement is starting next month, July 1. Ogun State has also made a make such declarations.
Alright.
Then while we look at, then I'll also talk to the citizens. The citizens should find a way to segregate their waste. Don't dispose plastics in your farmland. Don't dispose them where they will be found, where they will be a problem to the environment or to even yourself.
Okay.
Find a way to collect them. As your PSP comes to you, tell them these are my biodegradable waste, these are my plastic. Take them to wherever recycling plants you can find.
All right, we lost part of that. He spoke to two categories of people. Government, let's hear yours on just government, because we got that for his own people. So let's get for government, your message.
Government's policy and incentives. Like plastic recycling is a huge business. It needs a lot of investment. That is why it's not too common in Delta State. So if public companies, if individual can be, it can be giving money or subsidized to go into this business, I think in Delta State we have a waste, plastic waste recycling plant. We will not be thinking of going to
Other states, or other states and that. Okay. Thank you very much for coming this morning to share with us on World Environment Day, a celebration marked globally every 5th of June. And so we must thank you, Dr. Victor Osuji, for coming. You're the president, the chairman, Nigerian Environmental Society, Delta State Chapter. Thank you very much, Dr. Victor Osuji. Then, of course, we have Dr. Patrick Suits Ogeneroro, the vice chairman, Nigerian Environmental Society, Delta State Chapter. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Right. It's World Environment Day tomorrow. Remember, the celebration is themed Beating Plastic Pollution. As much as you use plastics, know how to dispose of them. You do not have to litter the streets with plastics. It's a good message, a good thing to celebrate. We wish you well. Congratulations again and again. And then, of course, Blessing, we're going to be wrapping up with them.
Yes.
Thank you for being part of Wednesday's edition of Morning Ride. If we've made your day beautiful, why not join us again tomorrow, being Thursday, bright and early, for another offer on Morning Ride. Good morning to you and have a beautiful day. Blessing.
Bye for now.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.